Nighthawk Gold in the news today. It's NHK on the Toronto Stock Exchange, MIMZF and the OTCQX in the States. To report some more Intersects from Colomac. With me to run through the numbers, CEO Dr. Michael Byron. Hey, Doc, appreciate the time and update here. As always, looks like a few numbers to report once you run investors through what you have so far.
Sure, Rob. Well, today was, as you can see, we just had 3 holes out. So, what's basically is things are slowing up a bit in terms of getting our assay results back due to COVID, right? And that not just impacts the lab, but the transportation of samples. So we're currently working through that, and we've got a bunch of assays that are in the queue. So things will be addressed shortly. But that's just if people are wondering why so few holes, and that's the number one reason. COVID's slowing things up on a number of fronts, and we're not escaping that. 3 holes today. Basically, they're focused on tracking mineralization to depth at zones 2 and 3. So zone 2, if you remember, sits right underneath the former producing pit. Big, wide, mineralized zone, lots of opportunity to grow and expand. Zone 3 sits to the south of Zone 2. We put a couple of holes in there as well, just to test the mineralization to depth. The first hole that the highlight that we came out today was hole C2006B, and that was an undercut of C2006 that we put out on our October 21st news release. So that was our biggest, that October news release was our biggest, most continuous downhole intercept that we've ever got at Colomac, 200, almost 200.5 meters of 2 grams and a nice interval of 16 meters of almost 5 grams. So this hole 2006B was an undercut to that. So we went 60 meters below that in virgin territory to test the mineralization and see if she's still nice and robust and moving to depth. And we took it down to about 660 meters and had a really nice intercept. So that's what we reported today, 141.8 meters of 2.11 with a 31 meter of 4.06 and some juicy internal cuts in that. But so the storyline there obviously is that, Zone 2, the continuation of our work at Zone 2 just keeps delivering on the strong mineralization that we see there, the consistent widening of the host quartz diorite or ore body to depth, and the strong continuity of mineralization. So you're getting nice and consistent mineralization dispersed throughout that deposit as we move to depth. Also, the other holes that we did, as I said, they were to test Zone 3, in particular the north and southern portions of Zone 3. One hole, C2011, we had a good intercept, a nice cut of 34 and change meters of a little over around 2 grams and 15 meters of 2.56. So that was only taking mineralization down to about 275 meters. So that's really wide open in that part of the sill, and that was been part of what we've been doing in 2019 and 20 was to open up other parts of the deposit beyond zone 1.5 and 2, but to test some of the southern zones. And so they haven't been drilled as much to depth, and therefore they've got a lot of potential. So we keep pushing that theme that Colmac's, this deposit that wants to keep giving, and we just keep drilling it, and it keeps returning good broad intercepts. And so going forward, that's our ambition, obviously, is to continue and open up the opportunities that we really see that are waiting for us in this deposit, as well as our regional stuff, right? We'll get into that here shortly, because in this year we drilled 47 holes for just under 23,000 meters. So we've got, with this, we've reported, we've got 13 more holes, or just under 8,000 meters left to report, as well as 15 holes for 5,500 meters at Treasure Island. So there's a lot of news flow coming. We fully anticipate more than in 3 drill hole dribs and drabs, but you play the cards you're dealt with, right?
No doubt about that. Before I let you go here, Doc, why don't you talk about how you're going to end the year and what you're looking forward to maybe in 2021?
Yeah, well, a couple of things. Obviously, we're gearing up for a big, ambitious program in 2021. As we speak, we're continuing to expand our camp that's moving really well. So we should have our expansion finished by the end of the first week of December. And by that, I mean, we built a bunch of structures to accommodate the people required to operate 5 drills. So the camp capacity will be going up over 60, new core shack, new cutting room, new sampling room, new facilities for the drillers dry, new sleeping quarters, expansion of kitchens, and so on and so forth. So it's really pushing that. And, the blue sky is, I mean, Colomac continues to show opportunity along strike and to depth, and we're going to continue to pursue that with obviously a little more of an engineering tact as we go forward, because we have been working with the engineers on the internal scoping work. So we want to sort of parlay our drilling with what makes most sense in terms of your engineering opportunities, right? You don't want to drill parts of the deposit that may not be making it into the mine plan, right? So it's sort of optimizing our drilling going forward, as well as stepping out and being way more aggressive on our regional land package, looking for new opportunities, but as well as to drill those that we have that we've never been able to drill to date. And there's great grade and suggestions of true width mineralization. So we want to get more of the grade into the story as well in terms of these regional deposits. Just for everyone to understand, they only sit about 15 meters or 15 kilometers from Colomac. So they're not, we're not talking about huge distances away from a central complex.
Okay, well, we'll stay tuned. Maybe have some numbers quickly here. That's Dr. Michael Byron. He's the CEO, Nighthawk Gold, NHK on the Toronto Stock Exchange, MIM, ZF, OTC, QX in the States. Doc, appreciate the update. And again, we'll check back in when you have some more numbers for us.
You bet, Rob, and have yourself a good Thanksgiving.